Hi, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. It's like 12 something at night, but I'm feeling pretty good. Filming late as per usual, I guess that's just what I like to do. I think during the day I have stuff to do, whether it's training, schoolwork, or whatever, and making my stuff for TikTok. I honestly probably should start filming during the day just so I can get some better lighting, but I think just film at night, I'm just kind of in a chill, relaxed mood and I can just articulate my thoughts a bit better. Anyways, it's been a pretty chill but productive day, I would say. Basically, I woke up around 7:45, went to church at 9, which my church I go to is kind of like an early service, and an 11 o'clock one, which for some reason all the college students want to go to the early one. I don't understand it, but that's just what they like to do. So they do that. We all go, and then afterwards, I went to lunch with some of my good friends from there. It's a pretty good time, we just hung, chill out. We had some uh, theological debates about like Calvinism and free grace and stuff like that. Pretty fun, but just good seeing all my friends. Went back home, and then I ended up sleeping for like 2 or 3 hours because I slept 4 hours last night, and I had to train today, hit chest and back. And for chest and back, it's a workout where I need sleep, or else it's just gonna suck. So I was like, I need to sleep. So I did that, and then afterwards, I basically watched. Sorry, just lost my train of thought. I had to do a group project. I had to finish up a group project, which I was responsible for editing and submitting. It was just my role in the project. So got all that done. Then I do some online assignments for my art class, which is super easy, by the way. And then I also had to take a test, but I decided I would hit my workout before I did the test. So I trained, did chest and back. It was a really good workout. Hit a PR on dumbbell bench, which is 75s for 14 reps, which for me is pretty good. It's my worst lift, actually, I'd say. Yeah, probably my worst lift, to be honest. But I did that, and then afterwards, I took the test. So for some background information on the test, basically we have 2 attempts at it. It's an online test, by the way, so it's open note, which, open note means basically you can use your notes or internet. So my first attempt, I accidentally took a few days ago. I accidentally hit take test, wanted to be somewhere in 30 minutes, so I had to rush it. So I just figured, I'll just get a feel of the test and do what I can and know for next time when I ever take it, I ended up getting a 65, which obviously is not that good, but for 20 minutes, it's not too bad. Plus, I got an opportunity to get a second attempt. Well, I had 30 minutes to take the second attempt since it was 11:30 when I finished training. I just figured it'd be the same stuff, but it wasn't. So it was some of the same stuff. So I had to do 36 questions in 30 minutes, but I ended up getting 85. So that's good. It means I should have an A in the class, which is what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for straight A's this semester. And yeah, pretty good day. Another thing I talked about in the last video is I'm trying to wake up earlier now. I'm trying to get up before when it's still dark out, before 7. And I've actually been doing pretty good with that during the week. During most weekdays, I've been doing that. Tomorrow, probably not going to happen. I'll probably get up around 8 or 9, somewhere in that range. But I had a lot of work to do, and I trained, and it was a pretty successful day, and I got to film this video and do the rest of the stuff before I get to sleep. Anyways, whatever I want to talk about is the most important thing. Well, I guess one of the most important things when it comes to being a good teacher, and this can apply towards any kind of teaching, whether it's school, personal training, being a mentor to someone, just a personal mentor, a coach, for a sports team, whatever. It can really be any kind of teacher or educator, I guess, in that sense. Or a content creator. Honestly, a big part of being a content creator. And, there's 2 big things. But the second one, I think, ultimately determines how effective you're going to be at conveying the first thing. So the first thing you need from being a good teacher, obviously, is knowledge and competence in whatever you're trying to teach. If you don't know anything, how are you going to teach it? that's kind of common sense. If you're a personal trainer, you don't know anything about training, or you're not good at training yourself, how are you going to be a good personal trainer? You're going to suck. If you're a school teacher, you don't know the subject you're teaching, you're not going to be a good teacher. It's just that simple. But the thing is that most teachers, I would say, I don't know if I'd say most, there's actually a lot of moron teachers out there, but I would say a good amount of teachers are very qualified in what they do, but one thing they lack, which is the second factor, is their presence and ability to focus on their students that they're teaching. So what I mean by that is that instead of just going through the motions, they're actually there mentally present. Not just physically present, but mentally present. And they're able to actually give a better input. They're putting more effort into it. And I know people think, that's common sense. But the thing is, a lot of teachers in the schools nowadays, they're underpaid. So they kind of and they have like, you know, a lot of struggles. Like a lot of teachers are actually alcoholics. It's honestly kind of bad. I feel like I haven't had to experience that very much. But you know, I'm sure you've experienced them. I'm sure you've seen teachers that were great, knowledgeable and great, and you've seen some that were knowledgeable but sucked, and it simply is because they were kind of a mess themselves. They were not mentally present. And I saw this a lot of personal training this last summer, and I'll give a good example. I'm going to use that on myself for my example, but for personal training last summer, when there were days where I did not sleep good the night before, I was like kind of frantically running around trying to rush my personal workout before I did my training, before I trained my clients at the gym we worked out during the summer. And I was just trying to fit a lot of stuff in, running around. I was not the best trainer I could have been. I feel like, you know, I was able to go with it and still be a decent trainer, but I wasn't as passionate about it, you know. But like I kind of said before, when I was like well rested, I either did my workout way earlier in the day, or I was just doing it after I was done with work. I wasn't like frantically running around the gym. I was actually more present when it came to training my clients, and I did a lot better with it. And one of my favorite clients I had this summer, he was a really cool guy. I remember my first workout, I was like super present, just giving him a lot of information. He told me, he's like, I'm looking forward to working with you because you seem really knowledgeable. So that's just really important. Another example I can kind of think of was a few months ago when I was deadlifting with some of my friends. I'd work all day, and the school gym closed at 9. I didn't get off work till like 6. So by the time I finished eating and I waited, actually I sped up my process a bit. I waited about an hour and a half before I went to the gym. And by the time we were there, we had like 50 minutes to actually do a deadlift workout, and we were just planning to finish the rest after. We had to wait for equipment too, so by the time we actually got to deadlifts, you know, we had like 30 minutes, or 20, it was like 20 actually, I think. So I had to kind of like warm up fast, and they were in the area next to me, and I wasn't really able to like teach them though, because usually when I train my friends, like I'm not saying this to brag, I'm usually the strongest one. So I think they were working around like 185, 225, and I was trying to get myself in the zone and get like 390 for 10 reps. I think that's what I was aiming for. So like instead of being able to focus on them, they kind of could tell, so they just kind of like did that while I focused on myself and got my sets done. Then at the end, which I was able to do, I was able to get my sets. Then at the end, we kind of came together and went back to my apartment gym to finish up my workout. But during that session, though, I wasn't really present when it came to actually helping them out, which one reason why I do that while I train with friends, obviously it's just fun to train with friends, but a good chunk of it too is I enjoy helping and teaching other people. I was not a good teacher because I was not mentally present, simply because I didn't have time. I was rushed, and I was trying to focus on myself. So that really made it a lot harder for me. Now, there wasn't really much I could do in that situation, to be honest. Like, I had work, so that's kind of a situation where I wasn't really in the best of control. But if we compare that session to a few days ago when I was training with some of those actually same people again, we went to the gym earlier in the day. We had a long time till it closed. They had like 4 hours, which we weren't going to be there for 4 hours. We were there for like 2 or something. I was there for 2.5 because I was like teaching them and stuff. But I went with like 3 other guys, and I was deadlifting too. So we got like 2 platforms again. They had their own platform. I was on mine, since like they were working up to like 225. One of my friends, which I'm really proud of, he worked up to 315. My roommate, actually, I'm really proud of him for that. So I was like working up to 405 for my working set. So I was like, yeah, let's just get 2 separate ones. Anyways, I had more time, so I was able to actually teach them and like do my training at the same time because I had more time. I was able to be more present. I taught like these guys how to deadlift. My friend, my roommate, he was able to go harder because I was actually there to motivate him and give him tips. Like, he hit 315 for the first time ever. So I was more present in that situation though. And I'm sure you've seen that. Like, basically what I'm trying to get at here is the workout where I was rushed, trying to focus on myself and them in a short crunch amount of time. I was not mentally present. I was not a good teacher. But for the one where I had more time and I was mentally present, I was a way better teacher. I'm sure you've seen that with a lot of your teachers, like you had, or you have either like in school. The ones, you know, that always like talk about how much their life sucks. They're pissed off that their like wife left them or their kids are like a nuisance. They're usually not present when it comes to your teaching, and they're not going to be as good of teachers, and the students hate them and don't want to learn from them. But the teachers that are actually cool, are healthy mentally and physically, doing their best in life overall, they're more present and they're going to be better teachers. So really what I'm trying to get at here is be present when you're trying to teach someone, like, and do what you can to make yourself the most present. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'll kind of just try to sum up what I think you can do to be more present. So I think the first thing you can really do is give yourself enough time. So give yourself time to prepare. Don't be frantic. Try to keep yourself calm during the day. Obviously, you can't always do that, but when it comes to especially closer to the block where you're going to be teaching someone, whatever it might be, try to give yourself some extra time. And the second thing I would say is take care of yourself. So what does that mean? Well, get enough sleep. For me, when I don't sleep, I'm literally like kind of a zombie, to be honest. I'm just like out of it, really quiet, not outgoing at all, not energetic. When I do sleep, though, I feel like a lot better. So sleeping is another big one. You need to make sure you get enough sleep, you're well rested, healthy, you're eating good, you're also working out, obviously. Has a lot of mental benefits beyond just physical. So keeping yourself healthy is the second thing I would say, especially focusing on sleep. The third thing I would say is try to like control outside stresses in your life. And obviously, you can't always do that, but the truth is that your mental health is really your work capacity. If you have better mental health and do what you can to really improve it, and you're going to be a much more productive person if you have better mental health. So sometimes, there's factors you can't control. There's like family issues you can't always control, things outside of your control. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people just have bad mental health because they waste time on their phones all day, or they do drugs or alcohol, or they do like other things that destroy them mentally, which I've talked about in my other videos and I'll be talking about in the future. So just do what you can, like to cut the bad things out and focus on the good things, and as to the best of your ability, and you'll be more present. So few things I would say to focus on. 1, give yourself enough time. 2, keep yourself mentally and physically healthy. And 3, try to control stress like in your life overall, and you'll be much more present when it comes to teaching other people. That's really it, guys. Really to sum things up, you can be a knowledgeable teacher, but if you're not present, you're not going to be a good teacher. So that's really it, guys. Honestly, I enjoyed filming this video. I feel like it's going to be mostly unfiltered, and it was actually pretty smooth. I didn't hesitate a lot. I didn't struggle with words, so I'm actually pretty happy about that. I'm really looking forward to filming more YouTube videos. It's been a while since I actually had a fiery passion for YouTube. I think the last time I had a fiery passion was when I started 3 years ago now during the summer. It was my first time doing it, and I'm a YouTuber now. And I made a lot of growth during that summer. But now, I really just decided recently, I'm at this point in my life where I'm doing pretty good mentally, but there's times I feel a little bit sad. And I honestly think it's because I have kind of lacked a bit of purpose lately. Obviously I'm doing my usual things. I'm training, doing stuff, but I realize, if I go hard on my content creation, I think I'll feel more like I'm doing more on my purpose. I remember when I was cutting for my show last year, even though I was suffering like crazy, I still felt happy because I knew I was on my purpose. So I just think that my new purpose, or this part of my purpose I'm attacking right now in my life, is going to be content creation, just becoming a content creation machine. So I'm honestly really aiming to start getting 2 shorts out a day on TikTok, posting some of my TikToks on YouTube, and film more YouTube videos. I'm not sure how much yet, maybe ideally a couple times per week, but I don't think it'll be too much work since they're not going to be super edited. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys can learn something. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.